Good evening. Just get my glass. You can actually see daylight behind me. And Becky said, "Yay!" um, I was just doing a thumbnail, and my bunny is on there. Yeah, Mona, but she's not up here right now. Actually, she's downstairs with my dog. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. By the way, I realized there was a mistake on my last podcast, and I didn't have my microphone on. So that's why it was so soft. I didn't even listen to it. I hate listening to myself. So when I went on, or actually, uh, a neighbor of mine actually listens to my podcast, and he said, "Hey, it was really soft. I didn't hear did you have your microphone on?" I said, "Oh shoot, I bet I didn't." Anyway, um, so I just came on here to wish you all a happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, all the moms who are deceased, the departed, because I know there's quite a few. And yes, I got enough rain, Kimberly. Yeah, that was the timing actually, because we just had a huge rainstorm. And my poor dog, she associates it with thunder, so she was right into the bathtub when it was coming up. She jumps in the tub. Hey, she's very smart, actually. Yeah, that's actual view. I don't know if you can see all of it. All this curtain. I don't know. Yeah, they aren't really curtains. Those things are just probably 50 years old, full of dust. um. Anyway, so it was a hard week, and but not a bad week. I mean, actually, I rescued 2 dogs in 2 weeks, so missing pets. Um, one was God, where was that one? Oh, it was out west somewhere, and then the last one was in Virginia, actually, a beagle that was on the loose for about a week. It was beagles are terrible because once they go missing, they go missing. I mean, they just take off, follow their nose, and you have to wait until they're completely starved and totally tired out before you can catch them. And so I was checking in. A lot of people don't realize that I have so many texts coming in from like either missing pets or other cases I'm working on. And I was concerned about this one. I don't like, obviously some dogs have been run over or lost or stolen. It's really hard. Uh, it's hard work mentally, but I was concerned about this dog and this owner. I give a lot of credit because she was actually sleeping in her car out there, keeping a lookout. I would do the same. I would do the same. I wouldn't go home. I'd be out there probably, 24 hours a day. And so I messaged her that day and she says, "Oh my God." She says, "I forgot to tell you we got the dog." And I'm like, "Oh, good." I think she said it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "Well, I'd like to know where, because on all these cases, I wanna know what worked, what didn't work, you know?" And, there was this street, the last street that I gave her on the map was the street actually where the dog was found. And I also said something about a horse farm, and I said there were some dump trucks. So there was a, uh, trash trash station over there with dump trucks, and then there was a horse farm across the street. And, the dog was next door, I believe, at the police barracks. So that was pretty good case. Anyway, but I'm always glad when they come back home. Actually, I think I've got a picture here somewhere. I put the picture on Facebook, actually. Yeah, if you don't know my Facebook page, just go to it. Um, but the guy was glad to be home, extremely tired. And anyway, you know, you can't get all of them, but if you can get most of them, it's better than nothing. Anyway, um, let's see. Tess was saying her Annie is 12, just developed diabetes on top of Cushing's, and I've started shots about a month ago. I just pray she'll do okay. She is my baby. Um, well, the shots for the diabetes are probably pretty standard. I don't feel that the Cushing's will go any further with your dog, where there's not much they can do actually for that, or at least according to my vet. There's the treatment is very harsh. Um, and oh yeah, hit the thumbs up button. Um, Becky lost her wedding ring. Uh-oh. Isn't that a little symbolic? I hate to tell people. No, no, Becky. In places I'd look, I'm getting a bathroom right now. Hopefully not in the sink, but I get the bathroom. Um, oh yes, Carolyn says it's the last day of Mercury retrograde, retro craze, as I call it. Must have been a doozy. People don't know about Mercury retrograde. Look it up on the internet. It's kind of like whenever it comes around, there will be some mishap, like electronic or mechanical. Um, I will not work on certain things because I know if they break, I'll be screwed. So, but it is a good time to kind of reflect and rethink things if you can. And Gina's on here. Her kitty's still missing. Gina, you can always update me. It's, you know, I've had a lot of missing cat cases. Cats are really hard to find. They go into hiding. If they can't get back to their house, they end up staying on a property. And I had one cat that was Oh boy, this was a case. An older gentleman, the cat was at a house near a large lake. I saw a boat or something, boat ramps, but they couldn't quite figure it out until they figured out after weeks that the cat was locked inside the boat. Yeah. Thankfully, he was okay. And But boy, double check things. I've had some cats that were stuck inside of vents, like venting, that kind of stuff. Um, I'm just reading what Kimberly. It's probably for the best. I'll just tell you something. Dogs should not be tied up. Okay. Um, they should have a yard. If you have a beagle, you need to make it like you've got to have some fencing dug under the ground. I know because I used to install fences professionally, so sometimes I help people, navigate their fence. Yeah, I've used electric wire. I mean, I use it for ponies, so I use it for dogs sometimes. If you do it properly, can't do it loosely. That gets tangled in a collar or something. Has to be tight. Um, Done all sorts of fence. Yes, Tracy James finally caught me. Um, I know I'm starting to get questions here. Um, and Indy said we had a neighbor whose cat hid in the garage attic. I've heard of that one too, and the families whose garage it went on vacation for a few days. I've done one of those. I actually rescued a cat in a garage once, and there were neighbors, and they let the garage open. They closed it, and then they went out of town, and they finally found it. It's reading I did a long time ago, actually. Um, Trying to cable train our dogs because we're getting a new fence. They are not having it. Well, cable train, you mean, oh, I see what you mean. Not a great idea. They can actually twist their necks on those. Same with horses too, because I've trained horses for millenniums, and some of the horse people would sit there and just tie their horse up on a fence, as part of their disciplining, and it was pretty dumb actually because horse spooks, horse can break its neck. So one of the things that we would do is sometimes a bungee line or a rubber tire or rubber tube would be on the place where we'd tie them, and that would act as kind of it would have a little give to it. Um, I trained all my horses by command, so um, I could walk with them without a lead, and I could tell them to stop, they'd stop. Tell them to go, they would go. Tell them go right, left, just by my voice. But that was with draft horses. So um, let's see. Brooke says, any love interests in the future for me? I'm 28 and ready to settle down. I'm 57 and I haven't quite settled down. You're 28? I know what you mean. I know. It's very hard out there. Very hard in the dating world where people are um, self-absorbed and people don't want relationships now. And I talk to all sorts of clients of all sorts of situations who have cheating partners, and I'd probably neuter them with a chainsaw. Just me. Um, Not endorsing that. I'm just saying I have a low tolerance for that. Um, let me, okay. And Allie worked on a miniature horse farm for 5 years, so 200 horses. Mm. Llamas, dogs, cats, needless to say, I love animals and will not tolerate anyone abusing any. Yeah, well, I used to have to, you know, I did competition with my horses, driving competition. I did parades, I did weddings, in the carriage. So I used to train them for some severe stuff. Penny asks, "What do you think of the couple arrested in Idaho for drug dealing and death of a student?" I don't know. Haven't followed it. Um, wow, I have a lot of questions. Brooke White, you're asking about being pregnant. How did that happen, Brooke? Please go into detail. Um, Want to check in. I'm only 11 days past ovulation. Too soon for pregnancy test. I'm not sure it's a yes, actually. I kind of get a no, but I might be wrong. Um, hey, that could be an idea. Instead of like buying a pregnancy test at a pharmacy, like they put my card out, please call psychic Todd Segal to determine if you are pregnant or not, and to determine whether it's from the same partner you were with. Okay, let's see. Um, Todd Bobbitt. Trust is the biggest issue. I know there are not guys like me out there. Brooke met her husband on Bumble. Buzz. um, that is nice. Yeah, there are some stories that come off of the internet. Although if I went on a dating site, I think I'd have some trouble. I'd be like, okay, she's crazy. She's crazy. She's not really a she. That's a hard thing for me to do. Um, let's see. Nan has a surgery. Tell me what kind of surgery it is. Oh, Allie was asking if that's part of the Idaho killings, possibly. I'd have to um, probably have to go look at the information on that. Mass on ovary. Okay, and I believe, Nan, I'm getting benign. Okay. Feel it's been there a while. So that's what I'm getting. And Brooke Morris asks, she says, I'm scared of the dating apps. Any kids in my future? Um, well, you do have to meet a partner in order for that to happen. I'd have to know your age, and then I can give you an estimate of when. Um, I told you 3 in our session a year ago, but maybe it's changed. Um, Lisa asks about her stepson, Richie, marrying his girlfriend, Charisse. I feel they could. Um, oh boy, everybody's looking for love. Okay, Brooke, you're 28. You've got a lot of times. I'm getting age 34 right now for you. So if you're in a hurry, might be a wait. Hello, Ellie. Maybe it's 0 kids. I don't think so. But remember, make sure you've got a good partner. Brooke says, "Oh boy, yeah, it could be a boy." Um, um, and one. Okay, somebody said, "Any love for me in the future?" Then this person asks, "Okay, any hate in the future for me?" There's lots of hate out there. Mhm. Yeah, tons of hate. Like, hate's free of charge, you know? Um, it's I look at this world and, because obviously this kind of work attracts a lot of different people, and I can get some real nuts out there. And on a daily basis, I mean, even if I'm riding somewhere or going somewhere, boy, there are such butt heads out there. I won't say the A word. Um, Becky asks, my wedding ring is where in the bathroom? I'm not sure. I was going upstairs and I was getting in a cabinet or inside something. Janet asks, is money coming in for me? How much do you need, Janet? We could do a fund drive here. July I get for you. Okay, Brooke White, you were asking, I'm a quadruplet and wondering if my siblings have had similar experience with extraterrestrial visitors like I have. All of a sudden, I see the face of Fox Mulder coming to me, and he's going, you know. Not sure how to answer that. Let me see. I know there's a lot of questions. I have Ellie. My daughter is nonverbal. She has been really angry and losing a lot of sleep lately. Would you be able to see what's going on? Name is Desiree. I don't know, actually. I'm just wondering how old she is. I'm wondering if I'm seeing a hormonal thing or whether she's too young for that. I would say young. I get kind of a feverish state too. I just feel like there's something, maybe like viral, something like that. Um, Shailene, 56. Will we be moving soon? I feel possibly by August. Do you see a Sagittarius around me that hates me? um, yes, that Sagittarius really hates you. Are you satisfied? Yeah, it's kind of like let's see. Hillary became a widow at 39. I'll be 42 in June. Very sorry. When will I meet my chapter two? Um, my question to you, Hillary, is do you live in the same household that you lived with your partner? I feel like this person is around you a lot, which sometimes can hold us back from moving on. So Ellie says she's 15. She can stay awake for days at a time. Sounds like a 15-year-old or an 18-year-old for that matter. I'm getting something of, okay, there's two things that you can check. One is a little bit of hormonal imbalance. I am also getting a little bit of gas intestinally. And I want to say to check her teeth in the lower back on her left side. Um, so if you have a question, give me like maybe your real name and your age, or if you're talking about somebody their age. Yeah, so Ellie, I'm feeling that this could be something not psychological so much, but uncomfortable in her body. Um, Obviously, if she's nonverbal, you can communicate this to her, can't you? Or she can to you. Okay, Hillary says no, she's not living in the same place. Your widows surround you a bit, I feel. Doesn't mean anything bad. I've seen people, meet new people in their life, but if you ask me when you're gonna meet somebody, potentially around November of this year. You live in a different house in town than you did with your late husband. Doesn't matter. I still feel his spirit around you, not in a bad way. You keep asking if a Sagittarius will reconnect with you. Give me your real first name if you can. maybe your age. Let's see. So when people have somebody who, excuse the fly that's buzzing around here, um, you know, the departed don't always have messages, like a message for us they're trying to convey to us. If you feel somebody around you that passed, it's probably that person. Okay, so I still didn't get your name. I'll call you Nuwan. You're 48, Sagittarius is 54. I'm not feeling that person in your life. You were asking about a YouTube channel or something. It will be better around the end of the year if you do it. And Hillary has two boys, age 3.5 and 7. Oh, well, I wish you well. Um, like I said, the dating right now has been pretty hard for people. I have Jenny, 59, hoping that my upcoming procedure will be the end of my current health problems. Do you see differently? Can you tell me what kind of procedure? Um, Hillary asks, do I see anything about her next love characteristics? I feel somebody who's pretty professional. I think they either have dark hair or kind of a balding sort of look. He looks slender. You get a possible name with the letter M as in Mike. And he might drive a lot for work. I guess somebody that drives a lot. So Randy asks, should I try to reconnect with my grandma, who I haven't had contact with in 10 years because of issues with my mom? Are you talking about departed here? Or not? Okay. I feel like some of these questions are in code. Like they're trying not to tell me very much information. Yeah, try to. Sometimes I just don't know what you'll be talking about. I have Sindri, that's 42. Will my financial situation improve in the near future? I think after June, and is your spouse being faithful? We've had our problems before. Probably need his name and age before I go on a quest to blame a spouse on cheating. And Lisa asks if her father's happy in heaven. Well, I was actually talking about this with a client this morning. We have to stop separating heaven and that eternal place with right here. It's kind of like another dimension, and we're all right here. Um, and I haven't seen too many on the other side that seem really genuine unhappy, but, so I seriously doubt, you know, that your father's unhappy in heaven. Different mindset, a different meditation, a whole different outlook, not holding on to things that are here. Time is very Time is eternal. Either way, not locked in by time. No pain, no IRS payments. So we have to stop thinking about the other side or death as another world and like our world and as we perceive things. Um, I had somebody ask me, well, why do, somebody who was religious who asked me, she said, I don't like to think of the departed as being in transition. I said, what transition? She says, well, as ghosts, which I don't believe in, she said. But I said, it's not really so black and white as that. I do believe there's an essence, a part of us that is still among us in the more physical realm. Sometimes it gets very physical with some of the calls I get. Um, but it doesn't mean that that whole person is locked here so much. It's a part of them. It's just like if you live here and your children live across the country, somebody dies, it's not like that person has to get on a plane to go communicate with your children. It's it's a world of no time with with no boundaries, really. I was watching an interesting film about reincarnation, or a kid who claimed that he was in the Twin Towers when they fell on 9/11. And, I've actually heard from clients, not about 9/11, but other stories. And there's so much that we do not know that I really have to encourage you to use your imagination a little bit because what we perceive here is not on the other side, you know? It's just very different. Um, they're like, "Shut up, answer my question." Let me let's see, Randy. Well, let me go back to what Randy said. Okay. You wrote a little bit more below what you said. You haven't had contact for 10 years because of your mom's alcoholism. So you were asking about your grandmother. Sometimes people will like not tell me if they're alive or dead. No, and I don't instantly know sometimes. So anyway, I feel it's okay to contact your grandma. The response may not be what you think and could take a while to warm her up. Yeah, Brooke's right. She said she did a lot of meditation before meeting husband, would receive messages and signs by him. Give it a try. Um, Elizabeth asks if she can write up to me about the Idaho case. No, I won't take any letters. So what's going to happen? Uh, oh, I forgot to make this announcement. So at the end of next week, I am going to be doing some videos on YouTube, not live ones, but pre-recorded with a client of mine who does investigation work and does a lot of stuff on YouTube. And she's asked me for a while if I would do some work with her and do some videos. And I said yes, but I would like to be a little more careful with this than the last set of videos that I did, meaning that it won't be on one channel or another, it'll be on both of our channels. And we're going to be covering such cases as some of these cases that I don't know hardly anything about. There's going to be the Delphi case that we're going to talk about. And we might give an update to the Idaho case. Although right now, I think the Idaho case is laying out pretty much as I said, so there's not going to be much difference on that. Um, and some other cases of interest. So I will be doing some cases that you might like. She's very good at what she does. And so anyway, so the end of next week, but like I said, if we have to edit the video or whatever, um, I will probably let you know ahead of time, or you'll see it up here, you know. Um, I have Shailene, your husband 52, Patrick had COVID. Um, and his oxygen levels were 22% almost 3 years ago. Yes, probably because of the methods that were given by the hospitals. Yeah, I hate to tell you. Do I see more health issues? I do see some health issues. Number one, I get some pressure on my lower back, so you might want to check his back. I do get that he should check his liver values. That is one thing I'm getting. Personally, I think he needs just a pretty good evaluation overall health-wise. I'll leave it at that. Um, um, who I called Ellie is, your name is Liza, like Manelli. You're 37. You became widow a few years back and was wondering if I'd meet someone soon. Think I'm finally ready. I see an encounter with somebody that might not meet your taste, so I would definitely be very discerning about people that you meet. Okay. I get somebody around possibly August, so but I get a few red flags with them. Um, it doesn't mean the right person will not come along. Let me be more, I'm getting about 40 years old, possibly with this person. And I'm also getting the sign of Cancer or Leo, I think July is. Um, and Gina, we're considering putting my mom's house up for sale and buying her something and putting it here on our property. I'm not sure the house selling quickly. It feels like possibly September or in the fall when you do it. I do feel that there could be some upgrades or possible repair work that might need to be done or replaced. So take a look at that, and that would be good. And you can also ask me, since we have an investigation going on, you can always ask me there too. Let me just go to other people. Oh, hold on. This just went around very quick. I have Becky that, let's see, you said your nephew Bailey and his eyesight diagnosis. Um, it's kind of technical, but I'm getting glasses. I also got something about something with the retina, so I'm not exactly sure. Um, yeah, if you ask about, somebody was asking about their husband, their surgery, tell me their first name, age, and what kind of surgery. And then I have Patty, your pup Flurry, age 7, has been limping the last few days. Any ideas what it could be? A pulled muscle? Tendon is what I get. Pulled tendon. Um, I'll check with your vet. Maybe it's almost like pulled his leg muscle there. So being a puppy, you don't want them to be too active on it, so they should definitely look at it. Um, I have Indy Gen 59. You passed on the upcoming procedure. They're removing my gallbladder. Hoping it's the end of my health issues. Well, I would ask if it's necessary, which you probably have already done. I won't say that it will be the end of your health issues, so I would either get a second opinion, possibly, or really, really dive into the specifics of what it's supposed to do, because I've also heard some horror stories as well. Not saying yours will be. I'm just saying I don't know if the other health issues will go away because of that, you know? But definitely check with a doctor or a secondary doctor. I don't often believe that something like that's gonna cure all the, problems. Um, I have buttercup, I have problems with breathing. I get inhalers. Do you see me improving? Thanks. Um, if they aren't helping, I would have it reevaluated with the doctors. Okay, oh, Tracy. How about a cat questions? We have tuxedo named Batman that disappeared. Any idea? Worried about the coyotes in the area. I would worry, and I wouldn't let my cats out if you got coyotes in the area. I am going across your street, down, and get a number 4 and an address, and I get let me see what it is. It's like a white SUV in the driveway. Okay. So, Elaine, you are 62. Thank you. I'm just not sure the inhalers will be the thing that improves. I know this sounds maybe not so great, but I see an improvement around October. Ooh. Um, Hold on. Let me see. Any new any new dysfunctional relationships coming in for me? 48, Marianne. I don't actually. Hold on. Oh, I don't. Not for a while, but that can change. But I don't feel any coming in. Okay, I have Dakota Ray. Dog question. My dog Jagger has not been wanting to go on walks lately. Is there something medically wrong, or is he just being? I get like kind of couch potato. Lack of motivation. Sort of like a teenager, you know? Um, um, yes, Mocha, I agree with you. I have I have a client who had a gallbladder removed who is suffering terrible, terrible health effects. I cannot prove it was the gallbladder, but I'm suspicious of it. So always get a very thorough opinion from uh, like different doctors if you can. Okay. Um, I have Jennifer. My husband Josh. Um, 4. He's not 4 years old, right? And have 3 children. When will we divorce? Will I be financially stable? Well, if you're planning on it this year, I'm not seeing anything till about actually, I'm getting 2024 for the divorce. Financially, I think you have some work to do to be financially stable. I don't think it will be coming from the divorce. Um, Let me just go back. Sometimes I have to backtrack here. I have Paulette. I've been looking for a job for 8 months, no luck. Is age discrimination the problem? Not really. I think it's the places that you've been looking for the job. So if it's something that is something you can do, maybe you should look at some other options, but I don't think it's your age. Um, Let me see. I have Jennifer Helen. 54 was born. Okay. Anything life changing happening to me other than watching this live? I don't feel anything bad, if that's what you mean. Like life changing to me is like if I run out of coffee or toilet paper or something, that's life changing. So somebody asked, did I start communicating with spirits when I was a child? I've seen spirits when I was younger. I saw ghosts when I was younger. Communicating not until my early 30s is when it started happening. And it started freaking me out, you know. I used to work as a carpenter on old houses, really old houses, 1700s, and they were talking to me all the time. And even in my house was like that old too, and there were spirits always. It was just I think it was due to the fact that I lived alone so many years and I was going through some changes and it hit me so bad that, I had to work with other psychics to try to kind of control it um and especially toilet paper. Um Mocha, you have a point. Sometimes the medication can be the problem. Um, Becky asks, your nephew Bailey has been diagnosed with Usher syndrome. What do you see? Probably need their age. Um, Hold on. Moxie was asking, Scott was born and has had so many surgeries, I've lost count. Is he going to repeat his mother's health issues? Actually, I was going to say possibly the father's a bit and should watch his heart health. Marianne, I told you that I saw Libra in the fall. Did that change? Maybe not. Although you probably should have brought that to my attention. It doesn't usually change. So if I give like you know, if that you have to wait until that time, and there's a fly in my water. And Brooke says I look like Abraham Lincoln. Has anyone told you that? No. Um, I used to have a mustache, and they told me I looked like Tesla, you know, but not Abraham. Great. Now I have something to look forward to as I get older. Um, oh, hold on. So, all right. So Abraham Lincoln. I think I've got some. All right. So we'll do the Abraham Lincoln look. Let's see, something like this, and got something on my hat. So what do you think, my fellow Americans? Do you think we're heading for World War III? Oh man. Well, yeah. I mean, I've been saying for many years there's some real bad stuff that I saw about 2024, and a lot of it was like from the Mid East. Now I'm getting a little bit with China too. Um, but they're all connected anyway with their money and arms and deals and stuff like that. And 2024 is weird because I know we've got an election coming up next year, but I'm getting a blank. And when I get a blank, it doesn't mean I'm not seeing it, but there's a reason why I'm not seeing it. Like, we shouldn't be seeing this, you know? So part of me actually wants to get out of town, go up to the mountains or something. Um, the Nancy Wilson, hi, is Paul going to live? He had his appendix out. He says he's having a hard time. Well, I would probably ask his doctor, but I don't think an appendix coming out would cause that. You could have a little bit of an infection there, so I'd ask the doctor. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, so Becky was saying your terminal diagnosis. Nephew Bailey has been diagnosed with Cushing disease. Is he blinded for life? I don't think so. And then Susie asks, do I believe in the Bible, predictions, and revelations? Well, I'll tell you something. I know a woman, a client of mine who's extremely Christian, religious, and we've had some very interesting conversations. So she wanted me to read the book of Revelations, and she said, come on, Todd. She says, and I said, I couldn't go on with it. And she's like, why? Because I said it's pretty scary, true stuff. Now, it may not go in the order like you think it will, and some of that was also kind of metaphorical too. But yeah, it's pretty scary, you know? Um, Nikki said, "Come to the PNW. You'd love it." Don't know what that is. If it's a casino, I might like it. Um, do I see any bad coastal hurricanes this year? I think the Texas Panhandle should be careful. Is what I get. And I don't even actually want to concentrate on them because I get freaked out by storms as it is. Um, Catherine says, beware of cartels. They're moving in everywhere. Phew, yeah. I used to live in the mountains. So Kathy thinks that 2024 is going to be a real poop show. Yeah, I don't like the feeling of it. I don't know why. It's almost like so sometimes, and I know there's other psychics on here. Do you ever see some things and then you will not see them? For instance, if somebody has something bad health wise, you'll start to kind of examine a little bit of what's going on. But then there's a part of you that says, I just think you should go to your doctor and get tested, rather than me saying because you're feeling something kind of bad. Same thing about, upcoming future and stuff. Although I don't feel as bad about 2025 for some reason, like there's some big change, and then I see some kind of embargo on oil. Um, I mean, there's a lot of these world leaders should be in jail, honestly. They're not helping people. Let me see. Well, Catherine, the population is kind of like what I felt on my last podcast I just made. So if you didn't listen to the podcast, it's called The Psychic Zone. Just look it up. You can listen for free on my website. If you go to my website, it's under blog. And I felt because of certain factors that a third of our population may be kind of expiring. Spiritual being. You have a question. I've seen an angel when I was a kid. My dad passed away when I was very young. Should I trust? I would say you're probably right about your father. Nikki says the Pacific Northwest lost casinos for you too. Yeah, and I don't have a gambling problem. I have a problem about if I lose, It's the only thing. Which mountain range? I don't know. Honestly, I'm thinking about just selling out, getting a camper, putting my bikes on it, and just go wherever I need to go. Um, that's kind of the way I feel about 2024. The Abraham hat. Yes, it's down here. It's full of cat hair, though. Kimberly, that's awful. They left all their cats. Oh my God. Well, let's see. Hold on. Sheila likes Kino. Yeah, I remember that out west. My favorite's actually roulette. But I went locally. There was a new casino that opened up across the river, and although it was kind of cute, kind of a nice place, I was very pissed off at them. They are getting greedy. So I went to the roulette tables over there. I was so excited that they actually had roulette, and the minimum bet was, I kid you not, $50. That is per bet. I mean, not even covering the whole table. That is just insanity. It used to be like I used to go to the ones up in Connecticut and, Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. Not very often, but you'd go up there and it was $10 minimum bet. So $10, you could play anywhere on the table. Now it's $50 and you can play only certain parts of the table for 50. I'm like, this is crazy. Crazy. Um, yeah. Let me see. Wow, Moxie, that's amazing. You did that with the cat. Let me just. I have Joe. How many people? We have 61 on here. Just wondering, will I get a full-time teaching job soon? Jolene, and you're 38. I think I see fall, and that if that's when your teaching starts, then I think so. Um, Susie, can you see my daughter? She is like you, but young. Not that old. I know what you mean. She must have some Aquarius in her sign. Um, so Hillary with your mother, 69. She's got Parkinson's, progressed. I don't see symptoms eliminated, but I see them slowing down through some kind of intervention, medical intervention. So it'll go to a point, but I don't think it's immediate. Andy Lee, when we get our concrete done, Andy, I'd get out there and do it yourself. I told us April, but it's still not done. That's the way contractors work. Um, I think in 3 weeks. That's what I'm getting. Um, Sarah K, does my daughter have a career path? She's 18. Well, I was seeing some computer stuff, but I'm also going towards something medical. Andy Lee was asking about her daughter. Can 10 reincarnate? I think we all were to a certain point. I get some fear of water around her, and that could be due to something that happened to her. Parkinson's meds, and it's getting worse. She walks and acts like she's 90. Oh, that's sad. Perhaps they have her on the wrong stuff. I actually know a client of mine's actually a scientist, and they've been experimenting with some kind of early treatment for Parkinson's. And I wish that would come out because a very close friend of my family died of it, and I saw him go through it. It was tough. It was very long, and it was very hard and crippling, and Andy's got a lot of daughters, so your other daughter wants to know if she'll make the cheer team next year. Riley, age 12. I think she could. Is she doing that thing with the stick? I don't know what they call it. She's also pretty good with instruments too. So she might think about playing. I was getting clarinet for some reason. Um Susie wants to asking selling family land. Huh. As far as selling land right now, there's gonna be I think the fall might be good, but I feel right now the market's gonna be very, very up and down. Yeah, I see past lives. I can't really prove it though, but I see them. That's an interesting question. Jupiter's realm asks, do we have the same types of relationships on the other side? I don't know, honestly. I've asked them. I do believe, yes, that yes, we do have relationships on the other side, and and similar, I think. But remember, so if you're born into this life, when you go on to the other side, you are also coming into contact with the lives that were before this life, and then lives in the future, the time. So there's it's a whole kind of expansive world of relationships, definitely. Um, yes, baton twirling. Joe, youngest son, gets his cast off next week. Hopefully, Kyle, 2 years old. Was his arm hurt? Um, yeah, I think okay. I mean, listen to what the doctors say. Um, might be a soft wrap or cast or something that they might temporarily put on, something like that. It's kinda hard at 2 years old. Um, San Luis Obispo. I've been there. I used to surf there. Um, used to go surfing over at Whitey's Kitchen, if you know what that is. That's on Point Conception, and they called it Whitey's Kitchen for a reason because of great white sharks. Um, I have Gretchen May. Do you see me relocating closer to my children? Not right away, Gretchen. And then I have what's that? Jujubee, my 21-year-old with ASD and ADHD. Should I do more for him? Not more than you have been, I don't believe. That's but perhaps there's some groups or something that your son can do on his own with the groups. Summer Wells case might be talking about that. Um, there's a lot of questions. The water's too cold. Yeah, to wear a wetsuit out there. Um, okay. NT, will I get a new job? I hear summer possibly. So July. Question is, will it be a good year to get a new job? I feel so. Um, Jeanette asks, will my daughter be moving house soon? She's 42. I get more of an August feel about that. Okay, Susie asks, what I see in Texas birder situation? I don't know what it is. I don't mind talking about politics, but let's see. Hey, Summer. Dorothea. I finally have my reading scheduled. Huh. I didn't check my email. Okay. Um, okay. So, got so many questions. So, Mocha, you were asking about your son, Jason. Is he okay taking advantage? Does he have a plan? I don't think he has a plan. I think his plan is going pretty good because he's there. Um, any chance our military will intervene and help us avoid the plans for 2024? I don't see. I think we've set ourselves up for some. It's just that the bias in our current government, there's no two sides anymore. It's one side all working with each other, and I just feel that we'll just make some really bad mistakes because people feel they use too much ego and they feel that it should be this way or that way. Um, hello from Scotland, or hello Scotland. So Andy, Kaylin, age 10, is asking, was I on the Titanic? And of course, I could be a smart ass and say, no, you are too young. The Titanic wasn't there. It's possible, Kaylin, but I'd also ask you if you've ever seen the Queen Mary ship before. Not that it's sunk, but I get something about you and England and ships possibly. Also up in Lancashire, that part of England, you have an affinity for the violin and you like horses. Daniel asks, Dr. Devon Hoover, murder suspect? I don't know that case. I don't watch the news. Deanna, 43, in Kentucky. I was recently told I have too much spinal fluid on my brain and are looking at a condition called IH or something. The doctor's on the right path and will recover okay. I think they are on the right path. So dogs on the other side see us and are in a good place. You know, I mean, dogs share the spirit world as well. But also remember, we want them to move on to a good place, you know? Um, and I will have to go soon thinking of dogs because my dog is here and has to be let outside. Uh, oh, Jeanette, I'm very sorry. Your baby girl passed. She passed tragically, age 2. She says she's with a boy on the other side who also passed. She says she has friends. And they're going to try to come back together and be friends in this life. She hears grandma. Summer is my new job. I'm starting Monday. Going to be a good fit. Um, I think so. I think the hours are a little different though. Jennifer was saying that her grandmother would tell people's futures with a deck of cards. Was she accurate? I would actually feel so. Ahead of her time. Brooke asked about the deer. One of them had 3 legs. Is she okay? I feel so. Um, the way the deer's legs are built, you know, I think the deer just stay out of harm's way. Karen, 66 years old, 5th day of ovary pain. Had not had this problem even when I was younger. Am I okay? I feel you're okay, but definitely go to a doctor. Um, Hard to say about German Shepherds. She is 5. Will she have a long life? I get a pretty long life, actually. Um, uh, Spirit guide names, I don't know. People on the other side are okay. But it's also good to say prayers for them so that they move on. I think it's very important that we don't hold people to this life or try to hold them back. They're on a journey as well. Somebody was asking about the 5-year-old. What is it? Michael Vaughn. Yeah, I talked about that. The location of his body. I still felt the river. But it could be further down. Um, are we doing right by homeschooling our 11-year-old granddaughter? I think so. It might change by age 14, though. You could ask your deceased loved ones for guidance. Yes. I feel a part of them do go to a higher realm, though, and then there's another part of them that's still around us, although sometimes you don't hear from them. I've had some that have asked for guidance, and then they just kind of disappeared, and some new ones appeared. So, it's kind of like I take whoever's available. Funny enough, I've had some guidance from somebody who I do not know who she is. She's on the other side, and I think she's a psychic or she's an intuitive, and she gives me advice. I have no idea who she is. Um, so you can open up your uh, thoughts to other people who've also passed, or what we would call spirit guides. And Cat keeps dreaming about water. Don't know why. You might be thirsty before you go to bed. Sarah asks, what can I do to help aging parents? They seem mad. Oh, it's hard, Sarah. It's hard. You could probably go to a therapist and ask some advice or somebody who possibly a nurse that deals with the aging. I talked to quite a few nurses who work with the elderly, and you know, they deal and know about a lot of those problems. You know, look, when you're not feeling well, people get agitated or angry. And Annette S looks like she will shoveling again. Okay. Oh, you see me moving by winter. Um, I don't think so, Annette, but I could be wrong. Cat nap. I'm in the water and it's swirling and I try to go with the flow. I hope you don't pee the bed. I don't know. That's kind of a dream thing, and you know, I don't know exactly what it means, but I do. Okay, I'll tell you. My opinion is I think you have decisions to make about things. And there's been some things bothering you about the past, and now it's time to move on from them. Um, so yeah, Karen's right. It sounds a little bit like anxiety. Um, so I better go. Um, yeah, plus I'm being messaged on my phone. So I wish you happy Mom's Day tomorrow. And if you need a reading, go to my website. Just look for it under my name. And like I said, keep posted for next week when I start some of these videos. As far as I know, they should be really good. And anything else? Let me know what you think of my new podcast. It is The Psychic Zone. You can see that on my website. And anyway, yeah, it's already 9:40. Wow. That was a long time. And if I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry, but it's that this scrolls very quickly, and I've got over 61 people asking questions. And so, anyway, and yeah, if you want, get a reading. I'm usually available, but I am going to. Next time I do a podcast, I promise I'll try to use the microphone. There's a setting on there and I forgot to press it, and somehow the microphone didn't work. And also go to my Facebook page, Todd Segal Psychic Detective on Facebook. Okay. Anyway, everybody be well, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.